Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to another conversation of the Afro Social Workers Forum, a platform to be inspired, informed, and of course, with the intention to help the African community with social services. We appreciate you for always being here. And you know, the Ubuntu spirit says, I am, we are, because you are. Today, in our conversation, we are having the topic single parenthood and its consequences. And of course, your experts again with us today is Batemona-Abeke and my humble self, Vera Sompon. Ma'am, you're welcome today. How are you?
Thank you very much, Vera. Thank you for having me and you again on board. We are happy to be here this Tuesday again with a very interesting topic today. And for those that don't know me, my name is Ellen Batemona-Abeke. I live and work in Cologne, Germany, and I'm a social worker and a trauma consultant. And our work is to counsel, to mentor, to coach people of African descent, and also to create awareness about racism and discrimination. And more important is to support our community members to live a better life in this country and also elsewhere in the world for those that are watching us from overseas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Helen. And during our conversation today, we took a lot of time to reflect which of the topics we should really handle today because many people have been sending us different topics. Last time we spoke about fakeness, and some of the viewers said, oh, we want this topic again. It has to be repeated so that people can be healed from the consequences of fakeness. But today we also knew that it was so important to talk about single parenthood, looking at the situation around and the environment in which we are living. People have so much stigmatized this single parenthood, and we thought that we should give justice to this topic today. Ma'am, tell us more about single parenthood.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, it's very important to say that we are not here to condemn single parents, neither are we here also to encourage single parenthood. But it's a fact that we are living in a society where parenting has become a norm for different reasons. We want to ask our viewers to be aware or to have awareness in all that you write or you comment in our channel. And because we, as I said, we are not here to judge anyone. Instead, we are here to give support and to talk more about what it means from a professional point of view. And we would also want to say that any comment that is degrading or judgmental is going to be deleted at the end of the day. So today we are going to talk about what is single parenthood and also what are the causes of single parenthood. And we are going to really take time to address this factor. So first of all, what is single parenthood? Single parenthood can result from different reasons. And this is actually single parenthood. We understand it from a professional point of view, one parent raising a child alone. And this could result from due to different reasons. And it could be either forced situation or also by choice. So the first example of a single parent, what can cause single parenthood is as a result of demise of one parent due to different reasons. That could be either because of death or because of separation, because of divorce, because of a child that has been created or that has been conceived through forced what we call sexualized violence, or in the course of some certain duties that people do, and one ends up becoming pregnant, or you become pregnant because you're involving yourself in sexual activities unprotected, or it happens by accident. Whichever way it leads to, whichever way that can lead to single parenthood is single parenthood. Sometimes we also have couples living together, but one is not active. And at the end of the day, this parent is also absent. So we also call this absent parent. Today, we will not be talking of men or women. We will not be talking of mothers or fathers, but we are going to talk of a parent, single parenthood, because we have single moms raising children, we have single dads raising children. So either way, it can be seen as a single parenthood. Now, we want to talk about a single parenting, a taboo in the society we find ourselves, or does it have to be a taboo? It's not spoken openly in most places, but we want to say that when it happens, it happens. Indeed, single parenthood itself is not the problem, but what happens thereafter is the problem. So you can raise your child alone, you can live with your child alone, but the father or the other mother is still actively involved with the life of this child. You could be more or less a single mom or a single dad because your partner has moved from one city to the other, and at the end of the day, you also end up suffering like somebody whose father is not present because of working. So the consequences of single parenthood are felt either way. So now today we want to go into details about the consequences of single parenthood. We may talk of single parenthood. Like I said, it's a result of different things, and the most important thing is the upbringing of a child should be so clear, and we emphasize on planning. If you can plan before you get a child, this is the most important thing. And if you think that there may be difficulties along the way, I think it is worth delaying getting that child. However, you could be having a child already, or you could be expecting. For the mothers, you couldn't be expecting, and then the other partner, for one reason or the other, is not present by the time this child is born. This program is here to strengthen you, to empower you to take this responsibility that is not easy as a single parent. And I hope that our viewers are busy spreading this one around and inviting someone, because we hope that we can impact somebody today in this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. You gave some causes, the reasons why we have single parenthood, and we said we are not here to have any taboo topics. We are not here to judge any parents. We are here to help our parents, because we know that it could be a deliberate act, or it could be also a forceful act. So therefore, we as social workers, we are here to give that support that our people need. I welcome to our platform Mesman for Mary DeCardo, Agnes Frulich, Martina Krebs. Thank you for always being here, and all those watching also from YouTube. We appreciate you. Remember, we are because you are. And if who should support this work if not you? Before we come to our questions, I'm going to ask the questions already of our viewers so that we answer their question. Most often than not, we have the conversation going, and our viewer comes with so many questions, and they go back with the questions not answered. So I'm going to take the question of Agnes Folish, and she is asking the question: how can one prepare for single parenthood?
Thank you very much, Agnes, for your question. Yes, like I said before, if the single parenthood results because of something that happens along the way, then you have to take it as it comes and prepare. If you are doing it by choice, I think you want to be a single parent by choice, I think the impact is different to the mother or to the father, to the one who is planning to be a single parent. But I would want to emphasize about what happens to the children, because most of the time we don't have this in what we say in German in Blick. We don't have this in focus.
Mess up internet connection. Ma'am, you have to come up again. While she's coming up, she was on the conversation. Thank you. So, ma'am, you're welcome back again. Your connection went off, so we could not get you. So you were talking about the different parenting, and if someone decides to choose to be single parent. So I give you the word to continue your talk.
Okay, I'm sorry about disappearing. I don't know what happened. So I think that that there are some consequences that happen to children because of single parenthood, and maybe as I answer this question, as I give these examples, the question could be answered in the process. Now, the first thing is children suffer a lot if a relationship is struggling. It is better that a child is living with one parent than to stay with both parents when they are fighting, when they are quarreling, when they are grumbling to each other, when they are disrespecting each other. This should be avoided at all situations. So this is very, very important from my professional point of view. We have a lot of experiences in the counseling field and also in the trauma world that children, that most of them that are coming to us for therapy or for counseling is because, or that the teachers report having problems in school or in kindergarten is because of being witnesses of domestic violence or demeaning actions from one partner, from one parent to the other. The children are naturally born to be loyal to both parents. Whether you are doing a lot to a child or not, a child, if there is no interference, is actually having a bond to both parents. If, of course, one is living longer with the child than the other one, then there's more deeper attachment to the one they are living with. In the first place, it is positive, but it can also be seen, it has also its consequences, because those children have difficulties also separating, even on being babysitted by someone else, because they are only attached to one person. So we say that children need both parents, and unless one parent is dead, possibly let children have contact to both parents. Whether you're living together or you're not living together, it's not a reason to deny a child the right to see the other child, the other parent. It is not a reason. Separation, it's not a reason for one parent to be absent. Sometimes parents have to have their issues, to solve their issues differently and focus on the interest of the child. There is a relationship between the mom and dad, and there is a relationship to a child. So you can choose to be quarreling every time. This is okay, as long as it's not in front of a child, as long as a child does not perceive this, because the child needs both mom and dad, on both parents, depending on who are the parents of this child. Now, if the children separate for different reasons, it is wonderful that they remain in contact with their children and that the children do not suffer for this. It may sound very easy, but it is actually the most important point in our discussion today. that the children should not suffer, because children suffer after every separation, after one parent, even if they were not living together. If one parent is absent, the children suffer. I know, like I said, from my counseling experience, and I've seen it, I've witnessed it, so it's not that easy. So children from single parents should never be a replacement of the absent partner. Let me give an example what I mean with this. The dad is absent and the mom is a single mom. So if she has sons, most of the time these sons are made to be like fathers, to behave like fathers in their house. You are the man in the house. You are the stronger one, do this and this. It shouldn't get to this level. We call this parentification. There's children to identify themselves with the duties of the missing parent, or the children to act like the partners to the mom, or if it is a single dad and he has a daughter, that this daughter is going to be treated like the mother or like the woman in the house. This is not right. So it makes children sick mentally, because children will never replace the absent partners, and the children lose their childhood. Let children be children. Let's not give them other duties. Children can help. They can take some certain responsibilities, but they should not replace the role of the missing or the absent partner, because this is really, really confusing for children, and the children end up having mental problems at the end of the day. Now let's get to adolescence, and this is a very important point. When children get to adolescence, the issue of identity becomes very paramount, very important. Let's say, for example, it becomes even more important. It is important, but in adolescence, now the issue of identity. So who is my dad? Who is my mom? Who is my granddad? From which family do I come from? What are my roots? Who do I look like? Now, if you have denied this child the chance to know the living father or the living mother because of whatever reason, you see that you will be denying this child something very, very important in the life of this child. So please, I'm calling on our viewers, on our parents today. If you are one of these parents, if you are this runaway dad or runaway mom who has abandoned a child for whatever reasons, I think it is time to rethink for the future of your child. Most of the children that we are seeing having killed people, it may sound very, very harsh, but these are the things that happen. If a child doesn't know the foundation, who I am, who do I look like? How does my father look like? Why are my parents not living together? If you don't give a child a right information, even if you got married and you had a child, and this father or this mother has been wonderful, the foster mother or father has been wonderful to this child, it's very important to tell the children the truth, who they are, where they are from, and where their roots are. It's very good. It gives a child a foundation, a very strong foundation. But if they don't know who this person is, any passing woman will be, does my mother look like this? Could this be my mother? Could this be my auntie? Could this be my dad? This is torture, and it's not correct from our trauma aspect. It's very important to work on these points, parents. And my last point before I give Vera the floor is, once a parent, you are a parent forever. Even if it was planned or not planned to get, and you end up becoming a parent, you are a parent forever. So please take up your responsibility. Try to put away the differences between you and the other partner, for the sake of this child. Now, how can you prepare? The question is not very prepare. Is it how to prepare to be a single parent, or is it how to prepare yourself once you find yourself in this situation? We can answer this question in twofold. Now, if you want to be a single parent, then you have to know all these points that I'm talking about today and think, do I want to still be a single parent? And if you say yes, even after knowing the consequences, I want to be a single parent because I can afford, because I feel I want to be alone, this is so wonderful. But now, is it possible? Who is this parent? Who is the other partner? Because you don't get a child alone. Unless you go to the donor banks where they sell sperms for you to become pregnant, there is always a known father of a child, unless a child, of course, has happened because of forced sex, like I said. Now, if you are preparing, please have a dialogue with the future father of the child. That is, if this father is known. And if the father is there, try to bring your interest down and put your children in front, or your child in front, and look at what can be the best. If you already find yourself in this situation, we are coming to this point, what kind of support maybe social workers can offer you, where you can get support, we are going to talk to this. I want to give the floor to Vera. Maybe there are some pending questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You said yes, we can prepare for this, but we have to have the conversation with the father or with the mother of the children, and we can also prepare the children psychologically. And we said yes, if the place, the environment is so destructive, full of violence, it is better to have a peaceful environment than to have an environment which is full with blood and violence, and that may again go a long way to destroy the children. Ma'am, in your conversation, some few things came up in mind, and now I'm talking to the diasporas, those who are living here. We see, and even in your counseling center, just like in mine, we see many parents come, and mothers or again fathers, and they are fighting for the single parenthood right, and they are ready to go to the extreme. They are ready to hit the man, they're ready to hit the woman to the last blood. So, as I call that, a revenge and blackmail approach. Ma'am, tell us more. How can we prepare ourselves? I use the word again, prepare, so much so that we can overcome that spirit of bitterness, vengeance, if in case the single parenthood was not a choice.
Okay, so no, that brings us direct to the question of fakeness in single parenting. Yes. We've been talking about fakeness the last 2 weeks, and I would really want to bring this topic over here. There is also faking in parenting. You know, sometimes we ask ourselves, why are you getting this child? Getting children due to some certain interest, we call it fakeness in parenting. You know, like if you have some financial gains from the other potential parent, if you want to get a child because of getting a resident permit, if you want to get a child because of inheritance, because the family where the other partner has maybe a lot of financial stability or properties, and you would want to have a child so that you can inherit some certain things, or you want to obtain some favor from the potential other parent, or to save even a relationship. You know, we have parents getting children because the relationship is so bad that they think that if they get a child, they will have mercy from the other partner. These are all wrong motives of getting children in this world, or even to capture somebody. Maybe you are dying for this person, you admire this person, and this person is not deciding for you. This mostly happens to young people, and then you end up getting a child from this person, so that you can win this person. So all these things are wrong. So now, once you are, how can you prepare? So if a child is on the way, you have to know who is the father of this child. If you're in Germany, who is the father of this child? Basically, mothers, they don't have to do a test to show if they are a mother, because if you are pregnant, your mother pass, which is issued in Germany, is already an identity that you are the mother of this child. So who is the father of this child? What are his names? Where is he living? Is he going to do what we call a paternal identity, in German Vaterschaft Anerkennung? Are you going to have a shared custody of when it comes to the custody of the children? Because in most of our countries, we don't have these things. They happen automatically. If you are the father of the child, you are the father of the child. But in Germany, you could be, if you're not married to someone, you man, it's not automatic that you're going to be recognized by the state as the father of this child. So you have to do what we call a paternity recognition. So you have to go either to what you call Standesamt. I don't know what it's called in English, or you have to go to Jugendamt or to a notary. And in these places, you can do this certificate to show that you are the father of the child. And then you can also prepare, if you're already a single mother, you can also get in touch with social workers, because they can support you, they can inform you, they can explain what it entails to be a single mom, they can strengthen you in your role as a single mom. We social workers, we can strengthen a single parent in this role, because it's a journey and you need a lot of empowerment. You need to be empowered to cope with the situation, because you need a very supporting system to help you sort out all the legal implications. Like, I talked of the children rights and the custody, the recognition of fathers. If you have financial problems, and also anything that it is needed, you can get help from offices, from social workers. In times of loneliness, when the child is sick, or when the other parent is maybe sick, maybe in depression, or if you are just tired, you can also get a lot of support. In this country, we have things we call Mutterkind, or Mutterkind cure, we can also you can also get different helps. There are different helps that are designated to support single parents, and there are things there are offers for women, for mothers, and there are some also for fathers. Now, the question is, what is the support mechanism that has been put in place by the government to support single parents? There is now, when we remain here in Germany, there is a lot of support that is offered to single parents. For example, you can get more money. You are paid if you are not working. You are given more money from the social benefits. It's called Mehrbedarf as a single parent, just in case you don't know. You can get a lot of support from Jugendamt. There are a lot of activities that you can get for free. You don't need to pay. And like I say, if you are overwhelmed, if you are sick, if you are just tired, because sometimes parenting can just make someone tired. Like I had a mom that I was counseling. It was a young mom of 22 years, and she had a child with autistic spectrum. And you can imagine how demanding it is. You don't speak the language, you are alone, you don't have a family. And she was so tired, and she just confided in me. She told me, instead of me thinking of committing suicide or doing nasty things, is it possible for government to take this child for some time so that I can rest? Normally, in our countries where we come from, this work is done by the extended family or the community. But here in this country, you can't just take your child and give someone else because of the legal implications. So what we arrange is for Jugendamt to take this child to, it wasn't a foster family, but it was taken in what we call in a children orphanage, where children are kept in small groups. And for 3 months, and during these 3 months, we could help the mother we took over doing everything, and our job was just to sleep and rest. And if she was going to the doctor, she had time to go to the doctor. And after 3 months, she's saying that she's, of course, counseling her, supporting her, and also telling her what it means for a child to be away for a long time. And on the other side, also facilitating that she goes to visit the son, so that this bond between mom and child is not lost during this period. And as we are talking now, the child went back to the mom after 3 months, and this child is developing wonderfully. So all this is support that is provided by the government, because we don't have our parents, we don't have our grandmas, we don't have our in-laws here to take care of us. So Jungendamt, I'm not here to market Jungendamt, but I want to say that if you have an insight of all the support that you can get from the government, there are a lot of things that are designated for single parents and also for children. For example, single parents are priorities than other parents when it comes to like getting a kindergarten place or getting a place for school near home, or even in emergency situations, especially a time like now of COVID-19. Single parents are entitled to take their children to school, even if at school or kindergarten, even if the place is closed. If you are outside there and you don't know this, you just need to get in touch with the right person who can counsel you. Remember, at the beginning of our program, a few months ago, we said that we advise any person who is not originally from German to have a counselor, a mentor, a coach who you can always refer to so that this person can expose you to your rights and your obligations in this country. So single parents get leave, sick leave, longer days than than couples. You have a lot of chances as a single parent. You have a right of even getting someone to come and help you train your child if you're having difficulties. So there are a lot of benefits that are enjoyed by single parents. So please try to get advantage of this or make use of it, and don't feel bad, because this is from taxpayers' money and it is your right. So go and get it and support yourself and your child. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, ma'am. We're going to come because the time is almost fast gone. Yes, we appreciate. Thank you for this support mechanism that you have put also in place, and which also revealed that single parents have really having lots of privilege. Could it be because of this lot of privileges that we are having more single parenting?
I can't really say exactly the reason for single parenthood. I don't think that it's just because of the benefits, but I think it's because the tolerance, we are not tolerating each other much, that we just don't have patience anymore, because we are having a lot of pressure because of different things that we are doing in this country. I think this is one of the reasons. And another thing is most of the people are going into relationships blind, or they don't take time to know the partner. Or, traditionally, if you are going into a relationship back home, the whole family is involved, the whole community is involved to know what kind of person this is. But these days in this country, it's just you are just left, you and this person. I am a very conservative in this area. I'm very conservative. I say it's better to involve even more people to look, because not everyone is in love with this person that you have seen. So you may be blind because of love, but the other people won't be seeing some of those red flags that you are not seeing because you are in love. So I really encourage us to look for partners and have some very fundamental things that you are looking at, and not only the material gains. I think this is one of the results of this. However, I have had also conversations where parents are saying, or single moms, single dads are saying, you can get a child, you don't need to have to live with a partner. I hear they call them my baby mom or baby dad, you know. So it's a trend because it's more acceptable, and because of all these benefits, of course, one things that I can afford a house, the government will pay for me, and so it's okay. I can continue being a single mom or dad, or a single mom by choice. It's an option in this country that we are in. Thank you.
Sorry, thank you very much, ma'am, for this explanation. Agnes Foolish is saying that actually it is not easy being a single parent, so I really don't think I would do it just because there is support. That's very true, ma'am, because of the right things and the right mindset that you have. Thank you very much for being who you are. Thank you for all those who are watching here. Please keep sharing the link with friends because we have spoken about the support systems that exist. And we are also going to be talking about the role of the social workers in really supporting specifically the community. But before we get there, ma'am, my next question will be, why is it that the topic of single parenting is a taboo? What makes it a taboo? Why?
This is now from my personal point of view. It's, I think, because of all the prejudices that are associated with single parenthood. And don't forget that we come from a very conservative society. We come from a collective society where there is a clear definition of how parents should be. Don't forget also the Christian point of view, the approach of the Christians when it comes to parenting. This is also influencing our people, which is wonderful. And when the marriage fails or when the relationship doesn't work, then the people get ashamed talking about it there. So we have found here in NRV where I live, we have a lot of parents killing themselves or killing the children and killing themselves because of struggles in a relationship. We advise people to go for counseling when you see that things are not working. And you have your religious leaders who can counsel you. You have your family members, and you have also official government or church-based counseling centers. Or you have a lot of NGOs that are offering counseling. So when you see the relationship does not work, it's better. We advise, we social workers, we people working with the children, trauma experts, we advise you, it's better you go apart because the children are better off seeing a happy mom alone or a happy dad alone. They may be not that rosily happy, but at least the time they spend with their children, there is the peace of mind. There is no shouting. There is no one seeing the other one raise their hand against the other one. So because of this, people don't want really to say openly because the society we come from see us as failures. That maybe they paint you, they give you names. They say that you are bad wife or a bad husband, or that's why your marriage or your relationship didn't work. So because of all these of all these terms that we are given, this is why people want to shy off and hide. So for me, openly talking about it the way we are doing it here, we are trying to kill this silence, and we are trying to uplift or to strengthen, to empower those viewers that are living those lives and they cannot talk about it. So let's try to, taboos are created by people, and taboos can be killed and finished by people by talking openly about it. So there won't exist any taboo. That's why we said from the very beginning, we are not here to judge, we're here to openly talk about single parenting because it is a norm in the society we are in right now. Thank you very much, Vera.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. This was so very, very important to clarify this so that our listeners go home knowing, understanding that it could be a choice, and even if it is not a choice, one can still prepare for that. Ma'am, we have a very few more minutes left, but there is still a question bothering me. In my counseling center, I see mothers or I see fathers who come and they are very bitter. How do we help these parents who are really bitter because somehow they were forcefully, they became single parents by force?
So we advise such bitter parents, they need actually healing. Yeah, you have to heal, otherwise you will not enjoy your parenting. And the question is, how long are you going to be bitter? Because as you are bitter, you are transmitting that bitterness into your child. And so you are raising that child that you love, that child that you treasure with this bitterness. You're feeding this child with this bitterness against probably the other partner who is absent. So what we say is you just have to heal and go. So that's why you say counseling. Have somebody who is
In some
coaching you, who
internet.
is mentoring you. This is the most important thing. And for those we have such cases also here in our city, in our counseling center. We have parents that are killing each other because of social benefits. We also have parents that have they have fought, they are so bitter because of social benefits that they decide at the end of the day they separate, they agree, let's separate so that you can live there and I'll live here. I will get more paid or get the Kindergeld, or I will get more money because of being alone. We have seen all kinds of scenarios. So, or I'm working, I want to have more money. So all these things it's the children who suffer. You may have your money, which you anyway don't use for children. You use it to go raise buildings in African countries, or to build or to buy trucks and whatever, which just finish those things that are not sustainable, and you leave your children here to suffer. So if your marriage is struggling because of social benefits, or because of you wanting to be gluttonous and not be mean, not be present, I think you are doing yourself non-justice, and you are doing your children non-justice. So there's a whole lot, there's a lot of things, everything we can talk about this topic. But the main message for me today is not about the mom or the dad. It is about that child, because that child makes you be called a parent. I want to emphasize as a teacher that the children are the ones that are carrying the own burden of separation, the own burden of what mother and a father do not agree on. So if you really love that your child, be fair to the other partner, if it is the mother or to the father. Do not use that child as a weapon to punish the other person, because by so doing, you are also punishing your child in return, and you are tearing this child apart. So let's not be mean to our children. Let's just tile up. Let's just forget this bitterness, and you have a life as a mom. You can still make it as a single mom. You can still make it as a single dad. I have seen a lot of single parents prosper. You just have to clear this bitterness, healing, and you're going to move forward. And as our pastor says, forgiveness, tolerance, and forbearance are the keys. Let's just bear each other for the sake of our children, whether they are small or big. The repercussions will be felt one day. So let's just try to make the other, to involve the other partner in bringing up a child. We must not live together to be good parents. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. And Pastor Richard is saying forgiveness. is a capital actually for healing. So if we really want to receive that healing and take away the bitterness in our heart, then there is a need for true forgiveness, and that's also maybe the self forgiveness. Usually people talk about forgiveness, but they see the forgiving as forgiving the other person, but they forget about the self forgiveness. So we have two kinds of forgiveness: the self forgiveness and the forgiving the other person that you think may have caused you all that damage. So, ma'am, we have been talking about single parenthood. We have been talking about the causes and the consequences that really falls, especially on our children. We have been talking about the support system, the mechanism that the government has put in place for single parenthood. We have spoken about the fact that it should not really be a taboo, that it can happen to everyone, because some parents are single because they lost their husband. So you can't see on the face of a woman or a man that she is a single parent because she divorced, or because she separated, or again because she was looking one social benefit or the other. My question now to you, ma'am: what is the role of the Afro social workers? We have seen the other social mechanism, the support system. How then can the Afro social workers specifically help the African community?
So I think, about it already, but I think the core purpose of the Afro social workers is to be there where support is needed. This is the key one: to be there where support is needed, to support, to inform, to explain what it entails to be a single partner, and the rights, all the benefits, and also the obligations of of being a parent. Also, we are also there as social workers. We belong, we say in Africa we need a whole village to educate a child. So now, if one partner is missing, you can take a social worker to be one of your village mate. And since we know our culture, we know what it means we know all the taboos, all the prejudices that are related to single parenthood. We can join hands together and support you. Fill those formulas that you have to fill, or when you have to apply for anything, because if you're working, if you are going to school, you will need somebody to take care of your children. Then government has also facilities for what we call targets muta. To if you don't have you have a child, you don't have a kindergarten place, you can through Jungendamt, you can get a lot of help through Afro social workers. So this is very, very important. And where can you find Afro social workers? We are all over. We are very organized. We find ourselves all over Germany. So you can get in touch with us either through our association Pamoja, or Pamoja Africa here in Köln, or also through Sompon services. And you can write to us through Facebook or through Messenger or all social media. We are all over, and we can connect you to an African social worker in your town, because we are very much connected. So this is very, very important. Why we are insisting on Afro social workers for our people is because sometimes you'll be misunderstood if you go somewhere where they don't know all these things. You can't expose some of these things. Our people don't even feel free to talk about some certain things everywhere. But when you come to us, we are from this same continent, so we know a lot, and we can tailor-made a counseling session for you, or the benefits that you can have as a single mom. Or also, sometimes we'll talk to the schools or in kindergarten. Sometimes even we take children for therapies to replace you if you are not there. So we are a big network that is everywhere in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. As the Afro Social Workers Forum is a big network. That's why they say in Germany, and we have different partners from all over the Germany. And so if you really need support and you want to really experience the support of the Afro social workers in Germany, then get in touch with us. And like Helen said, go to pamojaafrica.org. You get more information. Or again, you go to the Sompon Social Service FL.org. You get more information, or just message us on Facebook and, of course, on YouTube. Now, ma'am, we're rounding up, and still the question just gets bothering me because I think we have to handle this one. How do we help and give and support this woman? Let's take it as a case study. Now we're doing a case management or case study with a particular woman, a particular man that comes and is so bitter. What are the steps exactly would you give her or give him so that she can overcome that bitterness and give room for the father or for the mother to have access to the child or to the children,
I
step by
think
step?
I think the first step is to listen, to give room for her to talk. Some bitterness is because you have no one to talk to and nobody to lend you a ear. So just listening to this person can make you know where this bitterness is coming from. Maybe the bitterness is from the other partner. Maybe the bitterness is from our own family. Maybe the bitterness is because of the society, the community that has rejected her. Maybe the bitterness is because she has not been able to achieve what she has planned in her life. In the course of her climbing up, something happens and she was thrown down again. So such a person will need to be lifted up again. And by lifting up again could be, if the child is there, you can make arrangement for this child to go to school, to kindergarten. You can even organize for no, I don't want to call it a nanny, but we also have we have foster grandmas and grandpas in different cities. You can also negotiate, try to speak to the other partner who has made maybe this mom or dad bitter, and you try to mediate with both of them. So I think it's difficult to talk here without knowing the contents of the things that have made them bitter. But I think with all these examples I've given, you will hold her, to give her a ear, to lend her a ear, and slowly try to even get contact, to be a mediator between her and the other partner. Maybe they are struggling over very petty things, and you as a professional, you may come in place to fix these things, and the bitterness will slowly will go. I'm sure that if her life is going on as she wanted, or even better than she wanted, that bitterness she's going to forget, because it's forgiveness. She will forgive with time. And sometimes what I've seen, when everything is too fresh, there's a lot of bitterness, but when each and everyone finds his or her way, they come back, they calm down.
So, like they say, time heals all wounds.
It will. Time tells a lot. And if somebody is talking and this bitterness is coming out, once you talk, you don't swallow things again. You share, then you are less stressed, and the bitterness will reduce.
So one of the assignments of the Afro social workers is really to give ears to these people and to just have this conversation rolling. It means that we have to build trust and confidence. Mom, we have many maybe single parents listening, and they will listen after this. What is your advice to them as a mother, a father? What would you advise them?
I want to speak to all my viewers who are maybe single moms or single dads that are listening to me this evening. I just want to tell you that I said from the very beginning, the purpose of our program today is not to condemn, but to just talk about it openly, and to say that it's something that is happening in this society. It can be by choice or forced because of one reason or the other. When you are there, there's still a way out. It's not the end of the road. So please try to gather yourself again, and really, if you can't do it alone, get support and you can rise again. If you're having that child it will be better for you or easier for you and your child if you try to have also contact with the other partner. And now I'm talking to that one that is left with that child. I also want to address the fathers, the runaway fathers mostly, or runaway parents that are not taking care of their children. Wherever you are, these children's misfortune will still follow you. You will not be at ease. And please, let's not live in denial. You brought this child in this world, and it is very important that you take care of this child. And I'm not taking care, I'm not talking of financial benefits, I'm talking of you being there. If it is a young boy or a young girl to see this is my mom, this is my dad, alone this identity that you're giving that child, it's really very, very important for the development of this child. So single parents, single mom, single dad, please, if you are out there, try to think twice. Let us put our differences aside, and let us try to grab a phone today and call the other partner and say, let's talk about our child. It's just about your child. It's not, you can get another partner. Of course, you can get another child, but that child will never get another mom or another dad. So this is my last appeal to the parents that are listening to me here today and they are single or they're absent. And those parents that are still at home living with the children and with their mothers and fathers, it's very important. An absent parent is also like a parent who is completely not there. So let's just think about these points as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Today we have been having the conversation on the single parenting, and we know that it has been a taboo topic in our communities, in our society, maybe as a result of the conservative nature of things. But we also know that single parenting can come as a result of many things. One could choose to, one could also be forcefully put in it, and of course, through death or through separation. And we have heard that the Afro social workers in Germany are there to support you. And if you do not have a social worker with an African heritage or background, make sure you find one. And if you need one, get in touch with us so that we can help you properly, because we come from your perspective. We understand your language, we understand your perspectives, and we can properly support you. So do not hesitate to get a social worker at home. The reason why we are social workers is to inspire you, to inform you, and of course, to help you. We have come to the end of the conversation today, and we want to appreciate all of you who are always here. Thank you so very much for giving us the gift of your time, and be sure to tune in again next week, same time, for another conversation. But do not forget to subscribe to all our channels, and most especially, do not forget to send also your own questions or your own topics. If you have any, make sure you send them. Thank you very much, ma'am. And we say meet you again same time next week.
Thank you very much for listening. God
Thank
bless.
you. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.